Okay, now lastly, I want to discuss survivor benefits. An individual would be eligible for survivor benefits as early as age 60. So no longer that age 62 would essentially apply. An individual, a survivor, would be able to trigger a portion of survivor benefit as early as age 60. There's some different double dipping that you could also do when it comes to survivor benefits. So I have the different lines that are drawn on the chart. And what this refers to is we're going to say husband is the individual that passed away, and the wife is the individual that's the survivor benefit. So let's say that we had the husband that triggered his Social Security income at full retirement age, and we're going to call it age 67 for this example, and we're going to use that same $3,000, per month example, as the wife was waiting, and she's only age 60. If he triggered his Social Security benefit at full retirement age, and then all of a sudden he kicks the bucket, he passes away, and the wife is a minimum age 60, let's call her age 60, she would be entitled to a portion of what his benefit is. Just like if somebody triggered Social Security at age 62 versus waiting till full retirement age, this number would be reduced. The survivorship benefit would also be further reduced because she did not wait, in that example, she did not wait until her full retirement age to execute the full survivor benefit. So you can trigger income as early as age 60 as a survivor benefit, but you will get a reduction because you did not wait until your full retirement age to do so. So be mindful, it's typically that 62 to 70 scale. The longer that you wait, the more benefit will be, the more beneficial it would be. But where it's unique regarding survivor benefits is an individual can ultimately double dip. What do I mean by that? Well, let's say that we have husband that triggered their Social Security income, and you had wife that she was still working, and we'll call her 61. So when the husband passed away, she's entitled to trigger her spousal benefit because she's above the age of 60. So she would have a reduction off of what the spousal benefit is, off of what that $3,000 number was in the example, because she's waiting till 61. So that will have a larger effect than if she waited until age 64 to trigger survivor benefits versus if she waited until full retirement age to trigger survivor benefits. If the husband was the breadwinner and she triggered her survivor benefit at her full retirement age, she would get exactly what he was getting, that $3,000 per month. Where I'm talking about the double dipping comes into play, in that example, if she's 61 and the husband passed away, she could trigger her survivor benefit, which we understand is going to be a reduction. And in doing so, she could defer her own retirement benefit for her own Social Security benefit for as long out as she wants. So she could defer that out until her full retirement age, as she's still collecting the survivorship benefit. She could wait until her age 70 and then trigger it at her age 70 or age 67 or 68 or 65, whatever that is. So she could either, if she's above the age of 62, she could trigger her own benefit and defer out the survivorship benefit, or she's before age 62, she could trigger a survivorship benefit and defer out her own benefit. Whichever is most mathematically appropriate, that's going to be the typical optimization strategy. So I hope that all this makes sense, because survivor benefits are crucial when you unfortunately have that situation where you have a husband-wife, one spouse passes away, and then you have the remaining spouse doesn't necessarily know the rules on how to trigger the survivor benefits. Be mindful that that work reduction also comes into play regarding survivor benefits, regarding your own benefit, regarding spousal benefits. That all comes into play, and that could affect. So like in an example, let's say you're taking a survivor benefit, but then you're also working and you're making more than the minimums, you could have reductions along the way. So you just have to be careful with it and make sure that you're not leaving any stone left unturned, and you're optimizing, you're trying to put the most amount of money in your pocket. If there's opportunities to double dip, you could obviously try to be most effective with it. And that's something that we try to help out individuals on a daily basis with our Social Security analysis tool and basically our report. when individuals call and request that information. So I hope that everything makes sense. Be mindful that age basically changes. If you're a survivor, you could trigger it as early as age 60 or as late as age 70 as an example. The longer that you wait, the better it could be. You could double dip with either your own benefit and defer the survivor benefit, or you could trigger the survivor benefit and defer your own benefit, whichever one is most mathematically appropriate. And that's what we try to help individuals out with. Lastly, when it comes to spousal benefits and survivor benefits, if let's say you were divorced, you could still be eligible for a survivor benefit. And how that works is you had to have at least have been married for 10 years and not have been remarried past age 60 for an individual to have access to a survivor benefit or even a spousal benefit. So that's some more unique situations in there, but be mindful that whatever part of the system, whichever way to trigger it to keep the most amount of money in your pocket is what's going to make the most mathematical sense, so that you're able to utilize this guaranteed cash flow in your favor to have a worry-free retirement, to make sure you have more than enough income that's coming to you that's greater than or equal to your expenses, so you can live every single day without financial stress, without deathbed regrets. By making sure that you're positioning the pieces correctly, it's going to give you all those all those different benefits along the way. So what exactly does the Social Security retirement analysis comprise of? How exactly does that work, and how can you have access? How can you get access to it?